Good morning, students. Hope you will be fine at your respective places. Last time we were discussing the water as an ecological factor or as an environmental factor. We have discussed in that last video, that is the distribution of this water as well as the importance of water, and we have discussed that the importance of the water, it has be how it is being utilized by the organisms, and we have found that this water, it has been utilized in four different ways. First one जो हमने कहा as a what we call as a solvent. Second मैंने वहां पर डिस्कस किया as a temperature buffer. थर्ड जो मैंने वहां पर डिस्कस किया दैट इज एज ए मेटाबोलाइट. एंड लास्ट वन जो मैंने पढ़ा वहां पर डिस्कस किया रहा था दैट इज वाटर एज ए लिविंग एनवायरमेंट. These are the four different ways by which we have utilized the water, which has been by which the organisms have utilized the water. First one as a solvent, second one as a temperature buffer, third one as a metabolite, and the last one that is as a living environment. Now today we are going to discuss that how are the living organisms adapted so that they can survive at ease, so that they can survive in the water. Now the organisms that are found in the water bodies, they are called as aquatic organisms. They are called as the aquatic organisms. For aquatic organisms, the composition of water and the salinity of the water जो है याद हम कहेंगे pH of the water rather. एक है composition of the water, second one that is the first है composition या nature, दूसरा हम कहेंगे pH of the water. These are the two main important factors that play an important role that have greatly affected the living organisms. For fresh water bodies अगर हम बात करेंगे, जो salinity है it is up to 5% in case of fresh water bodies. It is about 30 to 35% in case of the oceans. In case of the seas, it is greater than 100% in case of the hypersaline waters. So we will see जो हमारे पास salinity है या we will see जो pH है, it plays an important role in important role नहीं that it has got a greater effect on the various activities of the body, and we find जो इसकी जो salinity है it varies in different waters. For example, in fresh water it is percentages about 5%. In case of oceans and seas जो salinity है it is about 30 to 35%. And in case of the high saline water bodies, or we can say lagoons, where we will see जो salinity है it is greater than 100%. Now these organisms or these aquatic organisms, they adapt different features, they adapt different characteristics so that they can survive easily in the water. First one, that is these aquatic animals अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, they have got the streamlined body, and that streamlined body it provides minimum resistance with water. The streamlined body, these aquatic animals, they have got the streamlined body, and this streamlined body it provides ये क्या कर लेता है, it provides minimum resistance to the what we call as the minimum resistance to the water. Second one, वन मूव जो हम देखते हैं कि एक इफेक्ट वहां पर पाया जाता है दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज द एब्सेंस ऑफ नेक एंड हेड मोबिलिटी. दिस इज अनदर फीचर जो एब्सेंस ऑफ नेक है और हेड मोबाइलिटी, वायर वी जो टेरिशियल ऑर्गन है उनकी जो मोबाइलिटी होती है, नेक वी कैन मूव आवर नेक or move our head in different directions, while as in case of these उनमें absence of neck होता है aquatic animals में, and there is the absence of this body mobility, this body mobility की वजह से which is mainly found in the fishes. Third हम देखते हैं that there is the lightness in the endoskeleton due to the presence of the oils, this lightness in the endoskeleton due to the presence of the oils in the interspaces, which helps in the buoyancy, which helps the organisms to increase this lightness, the oil which is present in the interspaces, that helps in the buoyancy. फोर्थ जो हम इफेक्ट जो हम देखते हैं एडेप्टेशन में पाई जाती है, लोकोमोटरी ऑर्गन्स. Aquatic animals, they move from one place to another place in search of the food, in search of the shelter. What we will see that for the locomotion, what we will see there, they have got different locomotory organs. For example, अगर हम बात कर लेंगे cilia, in case of paramecium, we have got flagella, in case of Euglena, we have got parapods, in case of the polychaetes, we have got the fins. In case of the fishes, we have got these webs. In case of the ducks or turtles, we have got the another one. Four limbs as paddle, in case of whale, in case of dolphin. We will see flat tail in case of the crocodile, in case of the snakes. So we will find different types of these locomotory organs. Locomotory organ, we will see they have got the cilia. In case of the paramecium, they have got the flagella. In case of the Euglena, they have got the parapods. In case of the polychaetes, we will see they have got the webs. In case of these ducks, we will see they have got the fins. In case of the fishes, we will see जो four limbs they have been as paddle. In case of the whale, dolphins, we will see they have got the flat tails. In case of the crocodile, snake. So these organisms, they have got the different types of these what we will call as features. एक और बात अगर हम कर लेंगे, that is the body size. अगर हम body size की बात कर लेंगे, body size, the aquatic animals, they are larger in size as compared to that of the terrestrial animals. Due to the जो यहाँ पर हमको due to the उसकी वजह क्या है कि aquatic animals they are very much large as compared to that of the terrestrial animals. In case of the terrestrial animals, जो वहाँ पर energy need होती है in order to overcome this gravitational force that is being used as the growth force. बॉडी साइज अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, इन केस ऑफ द एक्वेटिक ऑर्गेनिज्म दे आर लार्जर इन साइज एज कंपेयर टू दैट ऑफ द टेरिशियल ऑर्गेनिजम्स. इन केस ऑफ द टेरिशियल और एनिमल्स जो एनर्जी होती है, एनर्जी इज नीडेड एंड दैट एनर्जी इज यूज्ड टू ओवरकम द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. to overcome the gravitational force. While as in case of the aquatic organisms, that energy is used as the growth force. That is why we will see different types of the organisms which are very much large. For example, we have got the blue whale which is about 30 meter in the length. एक और बात अगर हम बात करेंगे, that is the respiratory organs. Respiratory organs की अगर हम बात करेंगे, now these animals, what they have to do, they have to extract the oxygen from the water, and that extraction of oxygen from the water, it can take place by means of the body surface whole, by the whole body surface, or by means of the gills, as in case of the, either it may take place by means of the body surface in order to extract the oxygen from the water, or they can make use of the fins, as in case of the, अगर हम बात कर लेंगे किसमें, as in case of the fishes, where we will see कि वहां पर वो क्या करते हैं, they make the use of the fin in order to extract, वो क्या कर लेते हैं, oxygen from the water. Now come to another, जो हमारे पास फीचर एक दो और हैं, that is the osmoregulatory apparatus. Aquatic organisms, the aquatic animals, they have got varied these osmoregulatory apparatus which are found in them. For example, अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, first one we have got, in case of the paramecium, what we will see there, they have got the contractile vacuoles. Second one अगर हम बात करेंगे प्लिनेरिया में, वहां पर हम क्या, दे हैव गॉट द फ्लेम सेल्स. अगर हम बात कर लेंगे नेफ्रीडिया, that is found in the annelids. Then we have got what we will see, kidneys in case of coelentrates, and what we will call as the molluscus. Sorry. In case of molluscus, and in case of the vertebrates, they have got the flame cells. In case flame cells, what we will see in case of the flame cells, in case of the planaria, which we have already discussed about. Then we have got one more, that is the green glands in case of the crustaceans. Then we will see freshwater fishes. अगर हम बात करेंगे freshwater fish, अगर हम उनकी बात करेंगे, they have got the glomeruli, a good amount of these glomeruli, and nephridia rather. Yeah, in case of the seawater fish, they have got the special types of the cells in their gills, special cells in their gills, in order to extract the salt from the water. Now we will see they also have got swim bladders. These animals, they also have got swim bladders, or they have got air bladders, and these swim bladders or these air bladders, they act as the hydrostatic bodies. Now we will see sensory organs. sensory organs. These animals rather, they have got also sensory organs. Now, these animals, they also have got these sensory organs. Now, we will see lateral line sensory system. Lateral line sensory lateral line sensory system with neuroblasts. With neuroblasts is peculiar to the fishes. Now, these receptors, what did they do? They note the change in the surrounding water. I will give the example. Absence of pinna in whales. Absence of pinna in whales. In seal. In walrus. Etc. Yeah, you will see. Higher, what we will see? Shifting of eyes. Higher shifting of eyes in case of the hippopotamus. These are some of these sensory organs. We will see how they sense. Now, what we will see here again, these organisms, they are drought resistance. Drought resistance. In order to tide over the drought-like conditions, these organisms, what we will see, they go under some what we'll see the changes in them. First, अगर हम change देखेंगे encystment, that the cyst is formed as in case of the protozoa, as in case of the eugulina. Then with the coming of these favorable condition, again the cyst जो होता है, it gets broken down, वो टूट जाता है. Second one, अगर हम कहेंगे, what we will see, drought resistance eggs are being laid. In drought resistance, eggs are being laid by these organisms. And when the favorable conditions begin, those eggs, what we will see, they are being hatched, and then we will see the organisms, they come out. Now, what we will see, these what we'll see, these marine animals, the marine, or what we say, the aquatic organisms, they have been mainly divided into two different categories. एक को हम बोलते हैं stenohaline organisms. These are those organisms which may occur in the narrow range of salinity. In the narrow range of salinity, these stenohaline, they are found in the narrow range of salinity. They may be thus either freshwater or they may be either marine. Then we have got euhaline organisms. What are those organisms which are found in the wide range of salinity, which are found in the wide range of saline waters? If we go in case of these, what we call the plants, aquatic plants, these aquatic plants, they are mainly called as the hydrophytes. These hydrophytes, अगर हम बात करेंगे, they may be either free floating. कभी कभार हम कहेंगे they may be submerged, they may be partially submerged, they may be completely submerged. अगर हम ये भी देखेंगे, they may have got the what we call the leaves, broad leaves उनमें होते हैं. These broad leaves, they help them to the buoyancy. What we will see, they have got these aeronocymous cells. These aeronocymous cells, what we will see, they help them to buoyancy in order to come over the surface of the water. What we will see, जो यहाँ पर roots होते हैं hydrophytes में, they are not too much strong as you will see in case of these in case of the terrestrial organism. Second one, जो stomata keeper, that is somewhat same as we see on the upper and lower surface. दूसरी बात हम क्या कहेंगे, जो cuticle होता है, it is somewhat thick. अगर हम ये कहेंगे, जो इनके leaves होते हैं, they are very much broader in size. That helps them to freely float on the surface of the water body. This is about how the living organisms have been, how they are adapted in order to survive in the water body. Rest okay, and God bless you. Thanks.